Traveling to Volskaya Industries.
All right. So here we go. This is both these teams are the finalists for our lower stakes game. So let's introduce them. We've got on the blue team, that's Team Doge. So they've battled through a number of really close games. Primarily, I think most recently, Team Hanzo, who really gave them a run for their money. It was well fought out. They were able to make the win. Got Mobius mainly playing on his tank, Shoutso also on our tank row, T. Leo as our DPS player, Binsu as our DPS player, and Keikaz as our Mercy / support player. And we've got Shakanal playing the Zenyatta. Some Zen player, we've seen a lot out of him as well. This is a team that's shown up for other events in Chicago, most of them.
And also a fellow BlizzCon attendee.
And a fellow BlizzCon attendee.
And if you were watching the video stream, is the Soldier 76 jacket as well.
Oh, yeah. On the flip side, we've got the Yoozh. Awesome team as well. We just got done with watching their games that got them into the finals, so they are fresh and ready to go. Got fake news on the DPS, mainly on Soldier. Zombie is our tank on Orion. Gamerhead was playing some Roadhog. We see him on McCree now. Demitis and You Are My Friend on support. And then Nightmare also filling that DPS slot. Also a little bit different around the way, so he's been changing it up as well. Some on Junkrat on the last point on Hanamura, doing very well on that. But here we are on Volskaya, another 2 CP map. I think knowing what we've seen out of Shoutso and Mobius, their tanking play is exceptional, and I think we're going to see that on these tight corridors as well.
I want to see how they do their approach here. They're going to fly fair around. They're going to go straight in. Looks like they might be going straight in off the left, but immediately Shoutso gets picked there. It's unfortunate. And they're still pressing on though.
Yeah, the Yoozh just completely are collapsing on him right here. There's nothing that they can do.
Immediately, Soldier, the healer's out. Mobius knocked out a Maka's Diva and killed right away. That is a very, very fast attack on point A here.
And just like that, the Yoozh take on their first point.
Nice work. And immediately, it looks like Zombie is not waiting at all and said, let's keep this freight train moving. Let's use this momentum. And they're going to try and move in, but it looks like Team Doge is recollecting themselves, moving right towards the entry right now, on the main entrance, if you will, and they're holding it fairly well.
Mobius gets picked up, is able to back up, survive it. And now it looks like Team Yoozh is just trying to figure out where are we going to go to try and be able to push into these points. Oops. A lot of action here on the front here, but Binsu gets taken down by Nightmare. That initiates the aggression as they start to move in there. Gamerhead gets another pick. The Yoozh is just completely executing on these moves together. The minute that pick occurs, they start to take him down. Mercy gets picked with an ult.
Oh, and Diva's out of mech as well. We've got a tire coming somewhere. Can't see it. There it is.
Gets hooked.
Wow.
Demitis pops his
Two ticks.
There it is. That should stabilize. Potentially. Binsu's got his ult. He's got to be able to get it, though. He's hurting.
Team Doge is a little bit on the retreat. Maybe not. No.
Should be able to save it. Nice kills there. Team Doge stabilizing at really dire moments there. Oh, man. Team Yoozh could taste that victory just a little bit away. But, you know, the one thing that you saw out of Team Doge was really good focus. They didn't just trickle in. They regrouped and then pushed at just the right moment.
Yeah, there was no point where the team just completely lost control. So that's a positive.
Team Yoozh, you see this execution. Oh, there we go. Now another 2. This is where they initiate on, and there's Transcendence coming down is going to buy him a little bit of time, especially with the Reinhardt down. They are losing time on that point.
Wow.
Too spread out. The Yoozh is just getting these key picks and exploding on them. And
Well,
that is just too hard to deal with.
They seem to know it. You know, it's kind of like poking a hole in a dam. They immediately make that one pick. They know it's time to initiate, and then they take advantage of it. And that's all she wrote. Sometimes teams, you'll see those picks go, and then they'll respond just a little too late, and they won't move in at the right time, so then they don't take advantage of having that one man down.
Yeah.
And the crucial man down, if you will. So one of the heroes that tend to be maybe contributing more than the others, you can identify, take them out, and it's a stronger kill rather than just someone who's maybe not contributing as much. So again, this is a fun map that you can flank from the left-hand side if you fly around correctly. We'll see if Doge decides to go that route. But otherwise, it's a fairly direct route to come on in.
You don't really see too many teams taking the outside flank route. Not sure why, to be honest.
Those giant sometimes are a problem.
All right. No more scenery. Got Binsu on this Pharah. Switching it up, I think, trying to probably bank on some high ground advantage. You know, you kind of can spread it out a bit. And the levels of aggression. So not only are you kind of punching it down the middle, down the main, when you have a Pharah up top, you pull the attacks that way as well. And especially with the Genji, you can create a lot of chaos in the back line, which might be what they're going for. You see this Torb pick coming out of Yoozh. Again, can be very effective sometimes, but with the Pharah, much less effective than what they're hoping for.
I would say even more so on the first point here as well, because it is fairly open.
Got a little Pharah on Pharah action here. They don't really have a lot to deal with the Pharahs, but neither team really has a whole lot to deal with each other's Pharahs. And while the turret can do a little bit, usually you're going to have a little bit more of an advantage. Oh, sorry. What's going on there? We have a little bit more of an advantage as the Pharah to outrange that turret. And with the Mercy already down, Team Doge is in a really great position. Yo, bounces off. Trying to survive through this at only 8 health.
Oh.
They had a good initiation there, but now we're entering a big stagger.
Yoozh is now just cleaning up the last of the stragglers as Doge tries to recollect themselves and hopefully be able to make it through.
So we see a little switch here. Opting for this, well, maybe, no, they had the Winston. Opting rather for the soldier pick. Should be good to deal with the Pharah. One of the issues here is with that sign, you know, a good Pharah can really outdistance and create some problems.
At least distract the soldier from damaging their shield as well.
Yeah, and their soldier gets taken down. Not able to centralize and do much of anything on this.
They're poking in just a little bit on that side. The Winston, you see him fly in, try and do a little bit damage on the shield. Using
Binsu did a good job picking up that kill. They need to just regroup right here if they want to be able to do it. They have a good advantage right now with the spawns, and they can take advantage of that. Just can't lose it for no good reason here. So if you'll notice, the Mercy and the Pharah are not even on the point. They're ready to initiate on this, and they definitely can. So if they play this quick, they can definitely pay off in their favor.
Nice little poke there by Binsu looking over the top.
So they're going along that left side. They're on the Roadhog. You can see the aggression move in, but you see that Pharah on the left side right above them. They got to be able to deal with her. Oh, that Pharah is just doing so much damage right now.
Wow.
Nothing that they can do to stop that. Nightmare doing a great job right now, picking up kill after kill. Big team kill for him there.
And we're down to the last minute 15 here.
Yeah, if Yoozh is able to hold this, it's going to be kind of the end here for Team Doge. doesn't get the pick off like we thought he would, but this is going to be a big ult if they can pull this off. Mobius, though, hopefully holding on to that defense matrix. If he doesn't, this is going to be it.
Team Doge. Oh!
That was...
Binsu said
Rez
no.
coming for Demitis in the back. Very aggressive Rez. Ooh, but Zombie takes him out. This is looking really good for Team Yoozh right now.
We are down to 30 seconds on the clock. They are pushing way in right now.
Yeah. We got one opportunity here as they recollect themselves. Team Doge really, I think those initial pushes really kind of broke their spirit. Just that kind of 1-2 punch with Xiaozu out and the ult. All right, trying to extend this a little bit. Mobius, though, isn't going to be able to come back up.
And
That's not going to do enough.
no.
They were holding that molten core the whole time, too.
Yeah.
Yoozh was in a great position that whole time. Well played, though.
Nice work.
Just play the game. Yeah, Nightmare. Wow, the damage on him was out of control. Ooh, thanks.
Oh, jeez. Thanks. Yeah.
I got a barbecue with this.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, mid-air shot. Nightmare
Probably
really
mid
70%. That really kind of tells it all right there. Excellent. All right.
And we are going to set up for
Do you
match
have
number 2.
The map list.
It's right under there, I think. This is the low stakes finals game 2. They just they're starting 2. They just finished 1.
Can be actually reported that his wrist is hurting.
We'll get you in there.
Controllers are viable, right?
Yeah. We'll make it work.
Now entering King's Row.
All right, and in we go to game number 2 for our low stakes winner. We've got Team Doge and Yoozh again, for those of you just tuning in. And they chose King's Row. We did have a map elimination picking round, so we have all their maps predetermined.
Yeah, if you check chat, and you'll notice the Overwatch Chicago account's written down the maps that are in the pool left to play, if you're curious. But the players, the losing team, inevitably picks the map in terms of what they'll actually be playing. So we see Nightmare switching off that Pharah. Interesting pick, especially considering how effective their Pharah was at completely knocking out the enemy team for Team Doge. But new game, new strategy. Let's see what they're able to do.
I was just commenting. This is one of my favorite maps to watch, just because of this corridor here is a lot of fun to see what their strategy is, and then once they capture the payload, the map quickly changes to very short corridors.
Binsu doing a lot of work in this back row here. So Zombie does take out Genji, but it's costly. They do manage to get that Torbjorn back up.
But Binsu's still putting the pressure on as your tank there directly in front. And good flanking action.
Great pickup right there on that Mercy. Found the right target. Really starting to squeeze them. This is looking like a whole new team right here. And just like that, Team Doge picks it up. Look at that complete first push, more or less, aggression.
Wow.
It's interesting to see the difference, compared to that first map and this one. To see, this is why Team Doge made it to the finals. This is hyper-aggressive plays. Shouts are a little too aggressive, maybe, but making it work. All goes down for Binsu. Doesn't manage to pick up any targets. They don't have anybody on the payload, though. So,
yeah, hey, guys, there's 4 up front. Okay, now they have 2 on.
There we go. Yeah, you want to be careful. You're just wasting time, Nothing. The game is move the payload, not get the kills. Alt comes down on Gamerhead a little bit late, but probably will get a number of kills on this. Nice hold here by the Yoozh. Ooh, hook just doesn't go down. With that res, Team Doge is able to continue the aggression moving forwards here. Ooh, Genji Blade coming in, gets antied. Doesn't seem to matter though, as he's just still slicing and dicing a lot of targets. Isn't able to wrap up and finish up. That
is he able to retreat?
So
no.
Close. Ooh, but an ult comes in, gets Mobius. But Shoutso with another big ult. Him and Shock and all just ripping them apart. Nobody left on the point. So they are going to be able to round this corner. Ooh, Shoutso getting very aggressive moving forwards on that.
I was going to say that Genji is really really staying on point well after when I would think he would retreat, but it seems to be working. So Team Doge is now recollecting themselves. No, almost Gamerhead going for the hook there. But he's got an ult in the hopper ready to go here. If things get too close for comfort. There he goes. Pushing him back.
Yeah, but whoa.
Oh, boy.
It's a little chaotic there. A lot of ults though coming down here. But that's good for Yoozh. They managed to recollect this.
They're doing a pretty good job there of making sure they're not trickling in, but they're also equally as aggressive as Doge was coming in. So
I think one of the things, so for Team Doge right now, losing the Zenyatta makes Roadhog kind of a difficult target to take down with their current team. I guess switching off the Genji and going to the Junkrat might be good, but Shoutso's ability to punch and just knock out these targets is way reduced. They do force the Valkyrie out of Demitis, which is important. Can't allow that to sit around too much, but unfortunately they don't really have a lot to deal with these bigger targets.
Well, we've got a Shoutso ult here as Rhine on deck, so you're going to try and look to see if he's going to use an opportunity here with a follow-up from maybe Reaper, but yeah. Reaper's not going to have an ult, or if Tracer can get hers up there too, that would be a good.
So that's a pretty good switch right there. If you just notice, they paused to do some major team switches.
Yes.
So Mobius dropped the Ana for Shakana Zen. That's going to be really important. This is going to help them take out these tanks way easier.
There we go.
Look at this. Tons of damage coming in for them.
Perfect.
That worked very well. Nightmare does manage to get the Reaper, but, I don't know if that's going to be enough. It's only him back there.
And you know what? Let's take this.
And Nightmare's, though, able to pick up the Tracer. He's still back there.
Nightmare's still doing a good job, and he's able to evade, maybe. Yes.
But it doesn't matter if they're able to cap the point. just trying to avoid that flash nade.
Oh,
Catches him out.
that's
Nightmare
it.
still behind him. Look at that, though, pincer maneuver. You had Diva distracted while the rest of the team came in. So they are able to stabilize here.
Yeah, taking a step back with Doge's switch up there, take that to note that instead of just continually throwing the same comp at the wall, they immediately changed their comp to go, hey, you know what? That's not working. Let's try something else. And it worked. But they didn't quite get that checkpoint. Nightmare is fully to blame or praise for that, I think.
Demitis, though, does not have Valk up, and Keiku's does. Binsu trying to be sneaky here. He is able to drop it, but doesn't manage to get a kill. Forces the Nightmare just doing so much work. Keiku's, though, undoes a lot of it. Another big ult. Reaper coming in. Gets picked up. Oh, my God. Nobody to deal with this McCree right here.
Yeah, Nightmare on this McCree is lethal this game. But they really pushed that payload back.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to grab it now.
No, they're holding him right there.
Wow.
Still winnable, as it always is.
Nice work. So Yoozh, again, started off looking a little shaky, but immediately responded. Well, maybe not immediately, but after that first checkpoint.
Yeah, they're not totally in the clear, though. They still have to be able to cap the point. And that's really where the challenge is going to remain.
I'm interested to see if they do any other change-ups on their comp here as well.
We will see. What do we got here?
Uh-oh. Nightmare's feeling lucky.
I know. I mean, the moral of the story of these games is, like, Nightmare all day long. The kills on him have just been non-stop, relentless, just taking target after target out. It's hard to do much. It's hard to know what to do. You make the right switches to deal with the threats that you see, but they're also making switches, right? Like the Yoozh running a McCree to counter the Reaper. Really strong play there, and it works. But you just got to figure out, what can we even do against this target? Sometimes what players will do against the McCree is, depending on his positioning, you can go a more aggressive dive style. Mobius can pick up those targets, and he did, but make that more of your priority, right? Finding the targets, getting in their faces, blowing them up. But the Yoozh is looking to pick up game number 2 here. If they're able to push this payload a little bit further, that'll be very big. So Team Doge not giving the Widow any sight lines here. He's going to keep pushing it, though, to see if he can't make it work. He's already fallen back, so no dice for the Widow. Nice heads-up play by Team Doge, though, to make sure that they're not in the open, but Shatsu's shield already dropping. But already a nice quick pick on Shock and All means that this is going to be their point immediately.
Only Soldier on the back end gets shot down immediately, but that is a quick grab.
Yeah, we noticed that Gamerhead really making sure that they do not have any opportunity to make this a fair fight. Just creating these 5v6 matchups is sometimes enough to just kind of lock it down.
Just tilt the scale just a little bit. It's over the speakers or is that the studio? Speaker, or it's the studio. Close the door. Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting a lot of feedback on the gamer stuff right here. All right, coming around the corridor here, they're looking to make a final stop. Nice block right there. Mobius opting to run the Roadhog against them and starting to push him back a little bit. Gamerhead, though, responds with his own ult, knocking him down, shredding the shield apart. And without a diva, that's just free reign. And with all that chaos, again, just hook after hook. KQ's tries to pop the Valk, but I don't think it's going to be enough. They're going to keep the aggression going. Shatzo's the only one left. Kind of a last-ditch effort on that ult. I think that they see the end is coming soon here.
Yoozh is just, there's no sign of slowing down at all. There's no time for Doge to collect themselves on this one.
Yeah, this is already it. So this is all Yoozh right here. Dang, really quick games here. Yoozh is looking like a whole new team right now.
It's 2 down for Yoozh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got him. Yep. Yeah, whichever one. Yeah, just cross off the ones and then.
Well, hold on. You need to find. We got to find the other team.
Yeah, we're talking about right now.
Yeah. Just alternate. Pick bands. Yep. All right, this could potentially be it right now. We've got 2-0 for Team Yoozh.
Can they be stopped?
I mean, I think it's always possible. Will be a challenge for sure, though.
Yeah, we changed our mind on food, so I didn't realize I was thinking of it. Yeah, it's usually how it works. You're like, I definitely feel a little better, so. Good. All right.
All right, we are potentially looking at the final game, depending on what the Yoozh is able to do. All right.
Again, this is our low stakes finals game.
Yeah, with Yoozh up 2-0 on Team Doge. If Yoozh wins this, they win the lower stakes finals. They get their name immortalized on our plaque. They get, what, how much? $30 each? Something like that?
Yeah. Do we put lower stakes on from?
Yeah. Why not?
Meltdown?
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah.
Grab it.
Yeah, dude.
I think we should do both.
We'll discuss the plaque of champions.
All right, we'll discuss the plaque, I guess. I don't know why we're trying to limit and be so elitist, but...
No, well, we need another placard if that's the case.
All right, well, let's see what ends up happening
All right.
here. We'll make a decision on
Payload
the
is moving on down around the corner, and Yoozh is picking that great spot, and a nice hook of Binsu there. Wow. Whew.
Gamerhead. This dude's... They got a lot of strong players
He
on
is
their
on
team.
fire. Oh my.
KQ's going down for that. Another hook.
Another. Gamerhead is going to be on fire shortly. Wow.
Yoozh very aggressive defense. Just popping targets right away.
Collect again on that top point. Doge is thinking, how are we going to unseat them?
Well, good aggression there. I like this. Kind of collapsing on him. Gets the soldier, but the Roadhog just does not want to die. Oh, a nightmare with a Junkrat ult.
Interesting. Who's left on the payload right now?
No, I don't know. They pushed it pretty far. So they made it past the archway, which is good, which allows them now to kind of force the point up a little bit. They can open up their routes of aggression to be that lower side, the right side, of a little bit maybe in the server room. But Gamer already working it. TLO, or T-Leo, doing a good job. Avoiding a lot of damage. They really got to deal with that Roadhog in a different way.
And also the other thing with the Hammer Down catches up at least one. The Genji staying on the outskirts.
Yeah. There. I think the tricky part is, again, I mean, the Roadhog just does not die. And they don't really have the ability to kill him. And I think that's a very big issue for their team. Especially with the loss of the Zen, you lose a lot of that burst ability. It's tricky.
Gamerhead is just doing very well, even if not, racking up the kills, just evading, damaging. Go for the hook. Oh, didn't need to. It's interesting. I'm surprised at how far the payload has actually moved.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too tricky to get it over the archway, but yeah, the final one can be hard. Look at that.
Wow.
That was really talented. The shot, the hook, the other shot. Great kills.
Placed.
Rez comes up, keeping him in the fight, so it's at least an even matchup. But again, another hook. But this time, the Winston will be helpful, especially with that. Oh, isn't able to pop anybody.
Just a little too far, I think, but nice attempt.
Definitely looking for that mercy. There we go. Binsu, big kill there on the back line. Nobody's really with him. He's going to pop up another one.
Nice hook. Again, Gamerhead just hook after hook after hook.
Yeah. I want to know how many times he's died in this game. It just doesn't seem to ever actually drop.
Yeah. We're good at determining when to pull his health, which is that alt action to the hook on another one. Wow. He knows when to grab them. He knows that they're coming up that hallway and just times it perfectly. And again, staying alive through Winston's shield, chasing Tracer of all characters. You're the biggest, one of the slower moving, and yet
look
you're
at those
go
kills
after.
from Soldier.
Very nice. Mobius taken down in the Diva. I don't even know if they needed that ult. All right. So still push the payload at a decent distance, but it's something that I think it's looking like Yoozh here.
Yeah, if I'm Team Doge, I'm gonna really need to dig deep to make something happen. It's gonna be tricky.
Yeah.
I think we talk about this in league play a lot. It's that mental component. You've got, you've had 2 really rough games. You really haven't been able to make a good stand. You're in your final game. You got to wonder, are we going to be able to make something happen right now or not? We'll see. Some other thought is if nobody claims that the Reaper thing, we could just sub it in for the Mercy.
Well, it's almost 5, so
I know. Here we go.
all right.
This would be a mighty comeback for sure. But it's doable, Like you can string some stuff together. You can dig deep, make it work.
We've seen some pretty insane comebacks, so you definitely cannot count them out here.
Maybe they just wanted more game time,
Yeah, drag it on.
They're like, well, we should probably just throw the first 2 matchups.
Yeah. You guys want to play a long time?
Yeah. Get the most out of our admission. Some special tactics happening right there in the corner.
Nice.
So it looks like Team Yoozh is opting for a protect the president style approach. So we'll be running this Bastion on cart. I do think that Team Doge has a good team to deal with it. Between the Genji can mess him up with the Diva and the Reaper. So
Oh, here it comes. Oh, and he
confusion.
stayed up. He stayed. Wow, that Bastion did not get knocked off. I thought for sure that was
See,
it.
oh, Xiaozo, really aggressive. But his team follows him, and that's enough to knock him off. But the res comes up for going. All right, right on. So let's hold the Mei, and we'll give the Mei out to whoever, like somebody instead of the Mercy. Halo's sitting still, but unfortunately, those 2 kills, it's going to be very hard to hold this. Keiko's is going to need to have that Valkyrie up if they're going to have a chance to hold this. Binshu, though, does have his ult, so this could be a hold. Keiku's so close, 92. He's got to get it up.
Oh, and they're get that
And he
res
gets
at
grouped
full
out.
strength.
Mobius is the only thing standing between loss, victory. The game goes to Team Yoozh.
Team Yoozh.
They are our lower stake champions. Very well fought games, though. Nightmare, though, again. Excellent plays by him. Fantastic. Him and Gamerhead, I mean, they had a great combination there. They did a good job.
Yeah, both those guys had tremendous plays. Just the right time, playing smart,
Yeah.
staying alive most of the time as well. I would love to see how many times Gamerhead died.
Yeah, it would be interesting for sure. Very cool plays, though. All right.
So we're going to
Let's-
jump over. We're getting our grand finals are coming up next.